Hello everyone, this is Lisa the Poet here at OneWrestling.com. I'm here to give you this week's Raw results, and I must say that Raw had one of the best endings I've seen in such a long time. But before I get to that, I want to talk about what happened in the beginning of Raw, which I normally do anyway. So here goes. Raw opened up with the highlight reel. Chris Jericho had his best friend, Kevin Owens, as his guest. After Kevin Owens came out, the two of them were talking about what they were thankful for. Chris Jericho even mentioned that he was not wearing a Sin Cara mask. In fact, Sin Cara was the one wearing a Chris Jericho mask during the Owens-Rollins match last week, which I thought was funny. But anyway, moving on to the first match, we have R-Truth versus Braun Strowman. It was a very quick match. Strowman defeated R-Truth with the running power slam. After the match, Goldust checked on his partner and immediately attacked Strowman. Strowman was able to lock the bear hug on Goldust. From behind, Sami Zayn came in and attacked Strowman. But unfortunately for Zayn, Strowman was able to overpower Sami Zayn and able to beat him up like he did last week. And then Mick Foley and the officials came out to stop it. So we go to commercial break, and after commercial break, we see Sami Zayn in the ring with Mick Foley. Sami Zayn actually was confronting Mick Foley for stopping the fight. But Mick Foley was saying, well, he was saying that he was saving Sami Zayn, and he didn't think that Sami Zayn could beat Braun Strowman. Moving on to a Cruiserweight match between Cedric Alexander and Tony Nese. It looked like Cedric Alexander was about to win the match, but Drew Gulak got involved. He tried to interfere, and Tony Nese ended up hitting Cedric Alexander with the pump handle slam and pinned him for the victory. After that, an incident happened in the parking lot. Seth Rollins was able to get his revenge on Chris Jericho in the parking lot. The two of them fought, and Seth Rollins nailed Jericho with the pedigree on the roof of a car. So I'm not sure if Jericho will be on Raw next week after that. Moving on to a match between Charlotte and Sasha Banks for the women's title. The match went, it was pretty much even. It went back and forth, and Sasha even imitated Ric Flair a little bit. Towards the end, the match took place at ringside, and it ended at a double countout. Mick Foley came out and announced that the match will restart in a no DQ, no countout, falls count anywhere match, which was a smart thing for him to do, because you got a great feud between Sasha Banks and Charlotte, and we don't want to see a feud to end in a double count out. But it was very smart that he restarted the match that's going to take place, in the main event, which I will talk about in a bit. So moving on, the next match is a rematch between Rusev and Enzo Amore. Now, Enzo's a brave soul for facing Rusev again. In the beginning of the match, Rusev took down Enzo with a clothesline. Rusev raised Enzo up, screamed at him, and delivered a vicious kick in his... he kicked him in the... well, Vince McMahon would like to call it grapefruits. But yeah, let's call it that. So that led to Enzo winning the match by DQ. So I guess we'll see if Enzo can get him in round 3. But I think that we'll see. I'm pretty sure we'll see a match between Rusev and Big Cass. Anyway, moving on to another cruiserweight match between Swann and Noam Dar. And during the match, the Brian Kendrick was doing commentary. Dar was very aggressive in this match, but it was not enough for him to win. So Swann hit Dar with the tornado spin kick. After the match, Swann had a few words to say to the Brian Kendrick regarding their match at 205 Live. Next is, I guess, one of my favorite segments on the show. It was a bar scene involving Sheamus and Cesaro. At first, they were arguing and they slowly were getting along. And after that, some guys were heckling them. And they eventually got into a bar fight with those guys and, took them down basically. And then after that, after the bar fight, both Sheamus and Cesaro were drinking together. And so I thought it was pretty cool because we're starting to see a little bit of a friendship developing between these two guys. And at first they hated each other, but it looks like they're forming a friendship. But anyway, I guess we'll see. Anyway, moving on to a match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Before the bell rang, Owens charged at Reigns. Owens was in control in the match. Reigns was able to fight back a little bit, but Owens regained control. Owens had Reigns in a headlock on the mat for a while. Eventually, Reigns was able to get out of that hold. Towards the end of the match, Reigns hit Owens with not one, but 2 Superman punches and him with a spear and pinned him for the victory. So that means Roman Reigns will face Kevin Owens for the Universal title at Roadblock. Next is an interview. Michael Cole interviewed Paul Heyman regarding the match between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Now, we know that Goldberg defeated Lesnar in 1 minute and 20-something seconds. I think it was 26 seconds. So Heyman had, answered a few questions regarding that. He mentioned that Brock now has something to prove, which sounds like a bad thing. And Brock will be at the Royal Rumble match in 2017. So it's going to be interesting to see both Brock Lesnar and Goldberg in the Royal Rumble match. I guess we'll see what happens. Next is a tag team match involving the champions, New Day, and the team of Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. And this is for the tag team titles. The team of Anderson and Gallows were very dominant over New Day. And there were some close pinfalls, but Xavier Woods managed to kick out twice. Gallows and Anderson almost put Woods in the almost hit him with the Magic Killer, which would be a bad thing for him and the team. But Big E saved him. At the end, Woods pinned Anderson while holding onto his tights, so New Day was able to retain their titles. Next is the main event involving the women's champion Charlotte and Sasha Banks. This time falls count anywhere. No DQ, no count outs, and so it was. I'm glad that they made this the main event because it was definitely the best match at the show. So they immediately went at it. Sasha was more aggressive because you could tell she wanted to become the women's champion for the third time. Anyway, Sasha was more aggressive and Charlotte was in control later. And then they were giving each other Flair chops on the ring apron. Charlotte kicked Sasha so hard to ringside that Sasha was knocked out. And I thought that Sasha was done for good. But when Charlotte made the cover, Sasha was able to kick out. And Sasha was also able to grab a kendo stick. She hit it. She whacked Charlotte repeatedly. Ouch. She whacked Charlotte repeatedly. And Charlotte hit Sasha with a neck breaker, and then she locked the figure four on Sasha. It looked like, I thought Sasha was going to, tap out. But she was able to grab the Kindle stick and hit Charlotte on the head with it so Charlotte could release the hold. So the two women fought to the ramp and to the announce table, and Charlotte delivered a moonsault from the announce table. And I thought Sasha was done for good. But when Charlotte pinned Sasha, Sasha kicked out. And they fought back to ringside. And Sasha delivered a double knee to Charlotte off the barricade. Sasha made the cover, but Charlotte kicked out. They fought in the crowd, and in the crowd on the steps, Charlotte was stuck in the in between the railings, and she was stuck, and Sasha was able to apply the bank statement on Charlotte, and Charlotte tapped out to become 3-time women's champion. And as she was celebrating in the ring, Ric Flair came out and raised her hand out of respect. So that's how Raw ended. I thought it was a great ending. I thought it was a great show. Congratulations to Sasha Banks for winning the women's title for the third time. Anyway, here you have it, the Raw results. Hope you enjoy. I'll talk to you next week. Take care, everyone.